What's going on, Warning Army? Johnny Foxtrot here, reporting for duty on a non-warning Wednesday, just like I promised. I've been really enjoying checking out all the songs from their live perspectives from going through this concert series. I like the fact that this was a legendary venue for the band and that this was a really big moment in their young careers at this point in time. It never really ceases to amaze me how talented these ladies are, even though this is a couple years old and they're barely even old enough. I don't even think they were at the time to even drink at the time, at least not in America. We're barely like a third of the way through this concert so far, and they've already given us so many bangers and so many fan favorites from their previous albums. And the Metallica cover too, I can't even, somebody, I can barely even say it. It just feels almost like sacrilege to say that I think I might actually like it better. I'm over here talking about how I am like the hardest person to sell on a cover, and then like, the first one I come across from The Warning is like better than the original song. All right, let's not call it better now. We'll just call it The Warning's version. And what I have to say about The Warning's version, that might be like my new favorite song. I felt like I never heard that song before. But enough about that. I did see that the next song that was coming up on this show was When I'm Alone, and somebody had commented on my Who the Fuck is Johnny Foxtrot video that I should really keep an eye out for this particular song when it was coming up in this concert. They were saying that Danny was only 15 when she wrote this song, and this song is actually incredibly deep and personal. I was warned. Pay close attention to the lyrics. So let's check it out.
Full of color on the outside, but I only see in black and white. I'm desperate for some light in the corners of my mind. Having hope but not enough, reaching out to find no one. Am I the only soul to have lost all control?
Okay, I'll have to stop right there. We're going to have to go backwards for a second because my mind was not prepared for this already. The fact that she's out there by herself, we don't have the band with us right now. It might come back. It might come back. I know I'm getting a little ahead of myself. The band will probably show up at some point. Right now, she's out there by herself. And I was not prepared for that. So I'm going to have to rewind back because I missed some already. I'm going to have to rewind back and we'll have to start from the beginning.
Full of color on the outside, but I only see in black and white. I'm desperate for some light in the corners of my mind. Having hope but not enough, reaching out to find no one. Am I the only soul to have lost all control? It gets hard to breathe, stuck in between on what has become my fake reality. And there's no from the voice in my head, it's driving me crazy. Nobody understands. My sanity's not going to last, and I'll smile on through the night. Everyone will think I'm alright, but nobody knows what I'm tracking along. When
Wait a minute. Do they sing "You're Not Alone"? Did they? Did they just sing back "You're Not Alone"? I'm gonna have to look this up now because I got to know. Okay, so I've looked it up now, and it's "When I'm Alone, When I'm Alone." So it makes me have a little bit of a different feeling knowing it's that lyrics because I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm probably gonna have a hard time talking about this one because this one already is this is the one I was waiting for from them. I knew it was in there somewhere. You don't have an all-female band and don't write some real deep cut shit that's not just over a metal ballad. And I have to say that this song has really gotten me emotional already just listening to it because, like, man, it's real and it's deep. One of the things that I tell people a lot when I have these conversations about people who write about suicide and the darkest times in your life is if you've ever dealt with those times, as soon as you hear it from somebody else, you know when it's your time. As soon as you hear a kindred spirit that way write about that subject, you know what time it is. And there's many of people who have tried to write about this subject and it doesn't come across the same because you just know that when it's not real, This is the most uncool club that you could be a part of. This is like the unspoken club of like when you know, when you hear it, you hear it. I'm sure you guys have noticed my wall is filled with people that write about stuff like this. My absolute favorite songwriters are the ones that talk about these subjects because it is a very difficult subject to talk about. And if you don't have those experiences, it's hard to write songs to relate to those people. So, like I said, when you know, you know. And when you hear it, you hear it. I do like the lyrics "When I'm Alone" versus the lyrics "You Are Not Alone" because I don't think it would fit as well with those words. But it is a really cool thing to have an idea of like the audience singing that back to you. That is a really cool thing. So that's why I was like, is that what they're saying? Because I'm like, that feeling must be immaculate. Trust me, I am not a fan of the rainbows and sunshines, everything's going to be better tomorrow kind of songs about this subject. That's not the reality for people who deal with this all the time. So it's just never really a good idea to write about something that you don't really experience, I think, for yourself. And I'm not trying to say that I know anything about Danny's mental health or where it is in today's current state. I really hope that everything is well on that end. But at the time when she wrote this, you could tell that she went into a bag here. You can't find the bag. You either have it or you don't. I think I've talked enough to get myself kind of past the emotional first verse I listened to. So let's go ahead and let's try to keep diving back in here.
When I'm alone, I'm about to tear off this page, but it's something I can't erase. I wish I could rewrite the story of my life. While I hide every day behind the master's paint. They say I'm not alone, but do they even know it? It's hard to breathe, stuck in between on what has become my big reality. And there's no escape from the voice in my head, driving me crazy. Nobody understands. My sanity's not going to last, and I'll fly on through the night. Everyone will think I'm alright, but nobody knows when I'm dragging along. When I'm alone. Nobody understands. My sanity's not going to last, and
I'm over here fighting my emotions from listening to this song, but I can't help but laugh at Pow when like Pow is like in her own world. Danny's over here like probably singing one of the hardest songs that she has to sing live. She even choked up in the beginning. Like that's like how hard it is for her. And Pow's over here just happy as can be, just ripping it and shit. Like she is literally in her own world. Like my sister, I don't give a shit about my sister's emotions. I think that never-ending like spark of happiness. Like something about her when she just smiles, like it just makes you want to smile too. The lyrics are very raw and emotional throughout this entire song, and I feel like this is probably one of the most like deep cut song that I've heard from The Warning in terms of like this one they really went deep into the bag to write something about a real experience that way. I don't really feel like this is just something you could come up with out of nowhere. Like you came up with the concept and I'm going to write about it today. It's kind of how you have felt for a while, and this is like all those emotions pouring out into one song. I always find it interesting, like what other band members do, like during these type of records at live shows. Like when you're getting into the one that's like really deep and really personal, like what does the other band members do? Most of the guys, what they do is just kind of go to the straight face and like, all right, I'm gonna just be in serious mode now. But not these ladies. They're still jamming and they're rocking and they're smiling all over the place while Danny's choking up over there on the guitar. I'm sure their mom and dad are backstage and someone's holding them back right now from like running out on stage when she started choking up in the beginning. Like, who would not want to hug their kid in that moment? Not gonna lie to you guys, it's moved up to the top pretty quick. This is one of those things where I love this song so much that I'm gonna say something on here that if Danny ever sees this, the one thing I'll ask from you as a fan, if it's not already out there in the world, is there like an acoustic version of like the way that you did this at the beginning, just like the whole way through? I feel like that's all I've ever needed was just a version of that. I really don't have much more to say about this song other than the fact that I love this a lot. And it's going to go into a lot of my playlists. And I definitely think it's going to be the song that I wake up to tomorrow. Travis Flint, you were right, bro. Until next time, thanks for watching.